Hi guys. Today I'll be talking to you guys about a new technique I hope for you guys, and it's called peeking with a flash. I'll teach you how to use it, and yeah. So first of all, what is peeking with the flash? Peeking with the flash is when you throw a flash and then peek behind before it pops. So I'll just show it to you. It's when you flash and then peek right before it pops, right? And the benefit of this technique is that your opponent, a terrorist coming up a connector, he's got a tough choice to make, right? Sorry, he's got a tough choice to make. It's either he decides as he sees a flash dodge it, or he decides to since he sees the flash and you peek and kill you. And try to kill you, but then eat the flash, right? So if he decides to shoot you, he's gonna get blind. If he decides to dodge, then you're gonna get a free kill. So yeah, there are three ways of using this technique. The first one would be, like I showed right then, flashing behind yourself and then peeking with it. The good thing about this one is that you don't actually get blind, right? And you can still peek, so you don't actually have to dodge from the flash or anything, turn around or anything. You just get half blind, and while your opponent gets fully blinded. The second way of using this technique would be flashing in front of yourself, like so, peeking, unpeeking, then peeking again. I missed my timing there. So you would flash, you'd peek, unpeek, and peek again. So what's useful about this one is that as soon as you flash and you peek, if you see the guy dodging, then yourself you can commit to a spray while he's dodging, right? And then you can but you're gonna eat the flash at the same time. So like you gotta be confident in your capacity to kill him really fast, or have a teammate, and then once you say, yo, did I kill him, then your teammate's gonna say, yeah you did. So you flash in front of oh my god, you flash in front of yourself, you peek, unpeek, and then peek again, or you just peek, commit to the spray, but you're the one dictating what's happening. Like the terrorist is the one, he's got to be responding. The third way of using this technique would be flashing from in front of something that gives you cover, like so. Flash here and then you peek, right? So you don't actually get blind at all, while they have to then yet again make a decision of either dodging or peeking. Another good spot you can do this on Mirage is if top of cat is smoked, you're in a window rifling, you can flash like so and peek, right? So yeah. So you should always be reacting to your opponent's decision, right? If you flash behind yourself and then you peek, then off of the two decisions, you gotta know what to do. If he starts dodging, then you gotta commit to the spray, right? Like obviously he's showing his back to you, so you got an edge of 5 or 6 bullets on him. Not 5 or 6, about actually 4 or 5 bullets on him. So you gotta take that opportunity and kill him. And if he decides to shoot you, then you should not be peeking too wide so that he can spray you down through the flash while he's flashed. You should be only shoulder peeking when you're peeking with a flash. Not shoulder peeking, but peeking like this. That way, as soon as he starts shooting, you can just hide back and wait a couple of seconds and peek back again. You should never, peek like so. You should never do this. You should never swing wide. It's not a good idea. So yeah. Like I said, if he decides to come into a spray, you just hide and you wait till his spray is done, or if you hear him fall back, then you peek again. He's going to be fully blind and it's going to be free kill for you. There are different situations where this technique is going to be really, really, really impactful and useful. The first one would be if you're stuck in an awkward position somewhere and you gotta get out. You gotta get out. Say your left side window on Mirage, this is still smoked out, the window isn't smoked out, you don't have it smoked yourself, and maybe your teammates, maybe you're in a bug or something, your teammates just don't have any more flashes at A, so they can't really flash mid for you, and you feel like getting out, if top of cat is smoked, then you can throw this flash, wait for it to pop, and then just cross, right? Just cross back to safety. I wouldn't recommend fighting with this flash if you're stuck there, because you don't know actually how many people are top mid. So whenever there's more than 2 people, and when you're using this technique and there's more than 2 people looking at you, it's not gonna work out. You're gonna at most trade 1-for-1. So yeah, if you're stuck here, you toss this flash, you wait for it to bloom, and then you go. I'd say top of mid isn't smoked out, and it's the beginning of the round, so nobody can be underpassed this quick. Then you can toss a flash like this, wait for it to pop, and then even if you get blind, I mean, you can run with your back turn if you want. But you go now, right? And you're gonna get out. Another situation where this could be good is if on the opposite side, you're on the T side, and you're facing a push, and you've decided you don't know that they were ecoing, and you had a good spawn for mid, so you decided to just YOLO peek it with an AK. So you swing wide, and then as soon as you hit this point, you see one guy rush out of connector. So there's probably going to be more than one, and then you come and hide behind the boxes here, and you know that they're coming up mid fast. There are multiple ways of flashing for it, but you can just turn around, toss a flash like this, peek with it, right? That would be another good way of using it. Another situation where using this technique is useful is in clutch situations where you know where your opponents are. If it's a 1v2 or a 2v2 or a 1v1, and you're kind of yet again stuck in a position where he knows where you are and you know where he is, so you got to make a move, and you still want the edge in the 1v1, but you can't use you can't really use angling or pop flashes to help you out. So you got to use something. I mean, using this technique will really help you. So say you've planned bomb at B, I mean at A, it could be planned anywhere, and you're stuck at try box because the guy is already up connector, so you don't want to cross CT. Although I guess you could cross CT like this if you wanted to really take a risk, but I wouldn't recommend it. So if you don't want to cross CT and you're stuck try box and the guy's around connector and stairs, he's gonna be spamming, giving his position, and at some point you're gonna want to fight him, right? So maybe you don't feel comfortable holding this or peeking this. Maybe you don't want to peek this. So you're like, all right, what else can I do? Then I can use a flash. You can either flash like this, flash like this, and then peek, or you can flash really high. That way it flashes really everything, and peek, right? You can flash like this and then peek. So the flash doesn't blind you, but it blinds him. So yet again, it puts him in a tough position. It would be in clutch situations. It's really useful when you know that he's stuck out in the open, right? So he just dropped from stairs. He's in sandwich. He's in sandwich. He can't find cover from anywhere close to him. So actually, once you flash, he really has to commit to making a decision. So this is when this technique is really, really good in clutch situations where the guy is out in the open and he's got no cover. So yeah. Now the last thing I want to talk about is the timing of the peak. You don't want to be peaking too early when you use this technique. You don't want to be doing this. This is too early. So why you don't want to do this is because the guy, your opponent, can shoot you, and then as you probably either you fight him or not, but since he's not blind, it really wouldn't be a useful way of using this technique. But like I said, maybe you guys are going to be fighting for half a second because he's going to get blind at some point. So maybe you might want to fight. And then what's going to happen if like I said, if you peek too early is that he's going to be able to fight you. And if you hide, then he can just dodge the flash and hold the angle again, right? Because you went too early. He still has the time to dodge a flash. At the opposite side, if you do it too late, then it's just a waste of this technique. You're just fucking flashing. You're peeking after the flash pops, which really isn't the point. So we really want to focus on the middle ground here, which is you want to peek about half a second before the flash pops, because that's exactly it's right before he decides to dodge the flash, right? So say you wouldn't be peeking, how a good player would dodge a flash now, right? So I'll just do it again. This is when he's going to be dodging. Your goal is to peek exactly before he dodges. That way he sees you in the flash, and he's got to commit to a dodge. Obviously at a lower level against lesser players. So most if most lesser players aren't gonna dodge right at the end, right before the flash pops. They're gonna dodge way too early, like this. This is way too early. And even if you've messed up your timing with the peak, it might still work out. He might still be dodging and showing his back to you. But once you get to play against better players, they're gonna know the timing perfectly, and it's really useful for you to know your time to have mastered the timing of this technique. So how we should go? You should flash like this, peek now. So like I said, it's not exactly when he's gonna be dodging. It's right before he dodges. So I'll do it again, right before he dodges, and then and yeah. So that's how you should play with this timing. This is how this should be played. When you're flashing behind yourself or when you're flashing in front of cover. Now, if you're flashing in front of yourself, then the timing doesn't really matter, as long as because it's a bigger risk for you when you flash in front of yourself, right? So if you flash like this, you can peek here. It doesn't have to be right before the flash pops, and obviously actually it can be because you have to dodge it too. So if you flash like this, it would be peeking here, and then when I first peek, you make a decision, and then you hide or not, or commit to the spray. But for the other two ways of using this technique, then the timing really has to be my bad. The timing really has to be stellar, and you have to be peeking then. So I think I've said my piece. I hope this has helped you guys. If you have any question, any requests, just hit me up. And yeah. Happy New Year, guys, and I wish you a nice evening.